Manny Pacquiao at the age 46 is coming back. And look at this, man. He still got the speed and power and combinations. He will be fighting Mario Barrios, a Mexican warrior, in Las Vegas. This fight is about to be insane. Pacquiao's coming out of retirement. He's already a Hall of Famer. And look at this. At 46, the man still got it. They say speed and power is the last thing that goes, especially power.
You're looking in tremendous shape. You're ready to fight Barrios tonight and make history, Manny.
Manny, you excited to step into the ring again?
Yes.
What do you think of Barrios? He's a big, strong, he's young, he's 30. You have 16 years on him, Manny.
Don't worry about it.
Manny Pacquiao is going full throttle in training for his upcoming bout against Mario Barrios, despite being 46 years old and 4 years removed from his last official fight. The Filipino boxing icon is showing no signs of slowing down as he gears up to face the WBC welterweight champion. Under the watchful eye of longtime trainer Freddie Roach, Pacquiao is pushing himself through grueling sessions at the Wild Card Gym in Los Angeles, determined to prove he's far from finished. His training schedule is relentless. 6 days a week of intense work, with Sundays reserved strictly for recovery. On sparring days, Pacquiao begins with a 30-minute flat ground run, focusing on rhythm and controlled breathing to stay sharp. When he's not sparring, Pacquiao hits the hills, grinding through uphill road work that stretches nearly 8 miles, a punishing nod to the grueling runs of his prime. This isn't just nostalgia, it's foundational. That kind of cardiovascular training has long been key to his legendary stamina, the same stamina that once let him throw over 1,000 punches in a single fight. Inside the gym, the intensity doesn't drop. His day often starts with multiple mitt rounds with Freddie Roach, where the chemistry between fighter and trainer remains razor sharp. Then it's on to 15 rounds of bag work, divided across the heavy bag, double end bag, and speed bag. On sparring days, Pacquiao goes full throttle for up to 10 rounds against younger, hungrier partners brought in to test whether his body can still take the heat and fire back. But Pacquiao's preparation isn't just about boxing. He's deep into strength and conditioning, tailored specifically to his 46-year-old frame. Battle ropes in particular are a staple, helping him maintain the explosive bursts of power that still make him dangerous in the ring. Pacquiao also incorporates intense plyometric routines into his training. Jump squats, explosive skipping, and footwork drills, all designed to preserve his agility and leg speed. Observers who've watched him in recent weeks say the hand, speed is still sharp, even if his legs have lost half a step. One thing that hasn't changed, his legendary core routine. He still ends every training day with 1,000 sit-ups, a brutal tradition he committed to after his 1999 loss to Medgoen. Sing Surat? For Pacquiao, core strength is a silent but vital weapon, powering his punches and fortifying his ability to absorb body shots. It's not just habit. It's a discipline that's kept him battle-ready for decades.
Manny Pacquiao getting back in the ring again for a world title fight.
Well, obviously, it definitely has to do with money, 1. 2, I think Manny Pacquiao, I think his C game is a lot better than anybody, a lot of guys' A game, even with the age. But you have to take into account the last time he stepped foot in that ring, man, against Ugas. You know, he didn't look good. He was outmatched by, a fighter, a younger fighter. Barrios is no slouch.
Remains Pacquiao's favorite form of active recovery. When he's not in the ring, he's often on the court, playing for hours at a time with the same intensity and fire he brings to sparring. His team doesn't worry much about the risk of injury. They see it as essential to keeping him mentally sharp and physically agile. The quick lateral movement, cardio, and constant improvisation on the court mirror what he needs in the ring. Mentally, Pacquiao is fully locked in. He's been spending more time reading scripture and reflecting, habits he's long embraced, but now leans on more deeply in the build-up to this comeback. Faith has always been the core of his life, and this return isn't just about pride, it's about purpose. There's a quiet urgency in his camp, an unspoken recognition that if he's going to make history one last time, every piece of the foundation must be flawless.
Oscar, he's comeback. He's coming back.
Yeah,
For the
thank you.
For the WBC title at 147.
Thank you so much. I wish him all the best. Quadra, I love him.
Can he do it?
Quadra?
Can he do it? Absolutely.
That's a Mexican brand.
Manny
Quadra.
Pacquiao's
Oscar needs
he's a legend, you know.
some nice ones. Thank you.
He's a legend. I think he can do it. Absolutely. I mean, it's not going to be easy, but I think he can do it. Yeah.
Chris Algieri, who faced Pacquiao in 2014 and was dropped 6 times in their bout, recently weighed in on the Filipino legend's comeback. Reflecting on Pacquiao's flat performance in a recent exhibition against a Japanese kickboxer, Algieri wasn't surprised. He believed Manny hadn't trained seriously for that appearance. But what he's witnessing now at the Wild Card Gym tells a very different story. According to Algieri, there's real focused work being done. He's observed Pacquiao's sessions with Freddie Roach and sees more than a trip down memory lane. There's structure, there's purpose, there's technical refinement. This isn't just a farewell tour, it's a serious camp, centered on sharpening what remains and maximizing every ounce of what Pacquiao still brings to the table at 46.
Fundora went the first time, so I mean, the card from start to finish, it's gonna be fireworks, but I think no doubt, me and Pacquiao, we're gonna put the seal on it, and yeah, man, it's July 19th. It's gonna be.
Algieri was candid about the physical realities. There's scar tissue. There are limits. At 46, Pacquiao isn't immune to time, but with Freddie Roach overseeing every session, the team is methodically working to peel back those limitations, identifying what tools can still be sharpened. The magic, as Algieri put it, might still be there, but it won't just show up. They're actively hunting for it, testing and adjusting every day. Pacquiao's movement has to be efficient. His reaction time must hold up. And most critically, his ability to pull the trigger in counter exchanges, those blink and you miss it moments, could be the difference between a storybook win and a painful reality check.
July 19th, what is going to happen?
July 19th is going to be a good fight between Mario Barrios. It's going to be a lot of action, and I'm sure, guaranteed that the fans will be happy.
Do you think he's ready for this, Manny? Because I just saw him out there and he was like, oh. I told him July 19th it's going to be like this times 10. You think so?
Definitely.
Yes. All right, take care.
Thank you.
This fight is brimming with unknowns. Mario Barrios is younger, taller, and far more active in recent years. Meanwhile, Pacquiao hasn't stepped into the ring since 2021, when he dropped a decision to Yordenis Ugas. Whether he can still absorb the kind of shots Barrios can deliver, especially over 12 grueling rounds, is a legitimate concern. As Paulie Malignaggi put it, this could turn into a strange fight, where both men land repeatedly, not out of brilliance, but mutual vulnerability. Barrios, he notes, gets hit whether his hands are up or down. And while Malignaggi isn't fully sold on what Pacquiao still has left, he's even less convinced that Barrios has the defensive sharpness or ring IQ to keep himself out of danger.
To themselves for sanctioning Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios, bro. This is what's wrong. This is one of the things that's wrong with the sport, bro. Straight up, like, this is beneath any sport that's supposed to be professional that wants itself to be taken serious. Manny Pacquiao fighting for a world championship should be beneath boxing, bro. Absolute garbage. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I seen this shit on BoxingScene.com, man. Talking about I'm back. Back for what?
But the real challenge won't just be landing shots. It'll be sustaining the pace. Fighting hard in round 1 is one thing. Executing with precision and composure in round 11 is another. Especially when you're pushing 50 and shedding weight that once melted off in your sleep. Barrios, for his part, has yet to truly prove himself as champion. He claimed the vacant WBC welterweight title after Terence Crawford moved up, but his draw with Abel Ramos did little to silence critics. It was a flat performance that raised more questions than answers. Paulie Malignaggi didn't hold back, pointing to flaws in Barrios' fundamentals and openly wondering whether he even knows what to do against a fast, tricky southpaw.
I mean, at the end it's kill or be killed. I know, like if he has been hurt at any point, he's gonna be the same way. Like I said, it's just my job, just to work on everything. Me and my team have been, training and drilling, these last couple weeks, and finish off these next 6, as best as we can, so I could go under come fight night and still retain the title.
He believes Barrios needs to focus on throwing the right hand and the right uppercut, especially when Pacquiao lunges forward. However, he's not convinced that Barrios is teachable enough to make those adjustments during the fight. Algieri suggested that Barrios should start fast, trying to catch Pacquiao before he settles into his rhythm. Malik Nagy agreed, saying both fighters will likely face rough patches, and the winner may simply be the one who can survive their toughest moments better. That's why Pacquiao's camp is focusing less on building stamina and more on preserving it function. The training sessions are long but intelligent, with an emphasis on pacing, punch selection, and timing. If Pacquiao can't move like he used to, he'll have to anticipate better.
So the boxing like
the speed is still there. Woo!
Meanwhile, Barrios is not in his best form. He secured a draw in his last fight against Abel Ramos last year. However, as the welterweight champion and the favorite going into this fight, Barrios knows he has the chance to add a major scalp to his resume, even if Pac-Man isn't at his prime. Here's how boxing insiders expect the fight to unfold. Barrios made several comments about his upcoming bout with Pacquiao in a June 1st interview with Boxing Scene. Speaking about Manny, Barrios said, "Manny's still Manny. He's a legend for a reason. I'm preparing as if I'm fighting a prime Manny. It's my job to go in there and defend my title. I'm expecting one of the best versions of Manny. This fight is another step in my career toward bigger fights, with a name like Manny on my resume."
Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios? Okay, if this was for a massive bag, I get it. But you're fighting for a non-pay-per-view event, so you're going to be fighting for free against a guy like Manny Pacquiao. Why? There are plenty of other fights to be making. But yet we're getting Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios. Is Manny Pacquiao even ready to fight in the ring? Why is he? I get he still loves the sport, but listen, you are an all-time great, and a legend of the sport, a Hall of Famer. Why return? Why don't just go pursue other things?
He later added, "That's the main game plan. Go in there and not let him get his rhythm going. I'm not going to take any rounds off. I'll stick to our strategy." It has been reported that Pacquiao's team specifically requested a title fight against Barrios because they believed he was the most beatable champion in Pacquiao's weight class. Addressing this, Barrios said, "Yeah, Pacquiao asked for this fight because he felt my style was perfect for him. But I think he's in for a rude awakening on fight day. I can't wait for everyone to see. My job is to be victorious and successful, and I have full confidence in my team and what we're doing," he added.
Are you cool with Pacquiao against Mario Barrios?
I am. I'm cool with it. If I was cool with Manny Pacquiao coming back and fighting Keith Thurman, I'm definitely going to be cool with this one. Barrios is not a puncher. Thurman was a one-time, one of the biggest punchers in boxing. I think he's going to be just fine with Mario Barrios, who we know what he is on the top level. He comes up short. He's been stopped by fighters that are less than Manny Pacquiao, Tank Davis. So I like this fight. I think he's not going to be an overwhelming.
Despite his recent draw, Barrios enters this matchup as the WBC welterweight champion, and perhaps more importantly, with the advantage of youth at 29. He is nearly 2 decades younger than his opponent and has significantly fewer miles on his body. Pacquiao is attempting something unprecedented, coming out of retirement at 46 to defeat an active champion and claim a world title. He's 4 years removed from his last professional fight, a 2021 decision loss to Yordenis Ugas, in which he appeared stiff and flat throughout the 12 rounds. His team later attributed that poor performance to inadequate preparation and cramping in his legs.
Is there a part of you that feels like he's perfectly suited for you, though, as a fighter, to win?
To win, I think I'm faster than him. My movement, my speed is still there. Nothing lost. The speed, I can also develop it. So somebody knows that during my training.
This narrative of being undertrained has been echoed by Pacquiao himself in recent interviews, including one with ESPN, where he shared how his new training camp is bringing back flashes of the old Pac-Man. "I trained wrong for that fight," he said, referring to the loss against Ugas. "My legs began cramping and I couldn't move. He was a very slow opponent, and I couldn't believe I couldn't move my feet or legs. But for this camp, I'm back with my longtime trainer, Freddie."
Barrios, he gotta have the heart to do what Jake Paul was not willing to do. Jake Paul showed Mike Tyson way too much mercy. He had that old man standing in front of him, and he should have knocked his head off. Barrios gotta go in there and just retire Pacquiao. Sometimes these old guys, they need the sport to retire them. And out of respect and out of love, Mario Barrios need to go in there and knock his head off, point blank, period. He too old, and what fans don't understand is these legends, these pros always gonna look good on the pad.
Roach, the old Manny will be back. When asked how long he plans to continue fighting, Pacquiao admitted he hasn't decided yet. The Barrios fight might be a one-off, or the start of another late career run. "I always stay in shape, but once I started seriously working out again, I realized I still had that passion and ability in me," he said. "I went to my doctor, and everything was perfect. My medicals came back great. I feel good, and I'm ready to do it again."
It's surprising. Obviously, I know Manny very well. You know, he's a true competitor. He's a guy that if you put something in his head, and obviously to create more history, he's a guy that's going to give everything and try his best. That's what Manny. One thing I always learned with Manny is give 110% and try your best no matter what. So yeah, he's going to give it his all. Again, you can't beat Father Time though. Father Time is hard, and it was very hard watching him fight.
Not everyone in the boxing world is optimistic about Pacquiao's chances. Jesse Bam Rodriguez, the current WBC super flyweight champion and one of the sport's most respected rising talents, offered a blunt warning about Pacquiao's comeback during a May 27th interview with Fight Hub TV. Rodriguez didn't hold back. "I think Mario is going to go out there and just put a beating on Manny. I think Manny is a little too old. But I mean, he's already a legend. He did what he did, so I don't really see a reason for him to come back."